Hello and welcome to all students. In this lecture, we uh, learn about measures of dispersion. This is our next unit, our next chapter, and in this chapter, we study about some measures of dispersion. Dispersion means variation. In the previous lecture, we saw measures of central tendencies. Means in the previous chapter, we uh, we studied about the averages. Different types of averages are there, and for the given data, how to how to find average, that we have seen in the previous chapter. Now in this lecture, we see the introductory part. Then after that, we see the measures of dispersion, and then we see the one measure of dispersion, that is called as a range. So the concept of variation from an average is an important consideration. Okay, so for a given data, uh, so how the data values are spread, or how the data values uh, are spread from the average, that thing is also very important. The extent to which the individual score differ from the average score is called the dispersion or variation or spread of the data value. It is very important. The extent to which the individual score differ from the average score is called the dispersion, or it is also known as variation or spread of the data value. So for example, I will take one example to understand the concept of dispersion. Okay, suppose there are two players, player A and player B. Both players play three cricket matches. Both players play three cricket matches. So first player has an average run in these three cricket matches is 300, and the second player, means B player, has average runs in these three cricket matches is also 300. So average runs for player A are 300, and average runs for player B also are 300. So can you decide, or can you guess which player is playing very well, which player is a good one? So can you decide from this data? No, you cannot decide from the average values of their runs which player is a better. Okay, so if we go the data values of both the players, if we go to the data values of the both the players, then we can conclude that which player is better. So suppose the data values for player A are in first match, player A uh, for player A there are 300 runs. For player B in second match there are 300 runs, and for player A in third match there are 300 runs. Means player A for player A in all these three matches, in first match 300 runs, in second match he has 300 runs, and in third match he has 300 runs. Okay, so the average of these runs is also 300. Okay, for player B, if he makes runs 300, if player B make runs in first match are 900. In second match he makes 0 runs, and in third match he makes 0 runs. Okay, so for player A the average runs are 300. For player B also the average runs are 300. So from this data we can say that player A is more consistent. He makes runs consistently, but player B is not consistent. He makes runs 900 in one match, and in the remaining match he is unable to make runs. Okay, so that's why the first player is a consistent one and second player is not consistent. Okay, that's why we can say that player first or player A is a good one. So this is the example of dispersion. So from the average of the given data we cannot conclude, we cannot make a proper conclusion. That's why we have to study about the dispersion or spread values of the given data. Okay, spread values of the given data. So in for the first player, spread values of the given data, they are very close to the average, and in the second play for the second player the spread values for the given data, they are very away from the average. Okay, average is 300 in the second case, average is 300, but spread values are 900, 0, 0. They are very away from the average. Okay, so in this way, now any value calculated from the observations and intended to give an idea of the magnitude of the dispersion is called the measure of dispersion or measure of variation. In this chapter we will be studying following measures of dispersion. So first measure of dispersion is the range. The second measure of dispersion is quartile deviation. Third measure of dispersion is mean deviation. Fourth is the standard deviation. So all these deviations we see one by one. So first of all we see the first measure of dispersion, the range. So write the definition of range. The range of a set of values is the difference between largest value and the smallest value of the data. The definition is very simple. For a given data, find the largest value and find the smallest value, and the range of that data is nothing but the largest value minus smallest value. Note, it is the simplest form of measuring the variation. Range for a raw data. From the definition of range of a data, range is equal to L minus S, where L is the largest value of and S is the smallest value of the data. The relative measure corresponding to the range is defined as coefficient of range, or it is also called as a relative measure. Coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S. So these two formulae for a range and for coefficient of range you keep in mind, and we have to solve the problems on these two formulae. Note that obviously the distribution with smaller range has less dispersion compared to the distribution with bigger range. A range for raw data. Okay, let us solve some problems based on a range for raw data. Question number 1. Find the range and coefficient of range for the following raw data. So data is given to us. Data values are 28, 30, 18, 26, 21, 18, 16. And we have to find the range and coefficient of range for this data. From the given data, we observe that L is equal to the highest price or the highest value, and it is equal to 30, and the smallest value S is equal to smallest value. So instead of price we have to write value here. Okay, so make a change here. Let S equal to the smallest value is equal to 16. Therefore range is equal to L minus S. It is equal to 30 minus 16 is equal to 14. Therefore range of the given data is 14, and coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S. It is equal to 30 minus 16 divided by 30 plus 16, 30 plus 16, and it is equal to 14 upon 46, and it is equal to 0.3043. So this is our coefficient of range, 0.3043. Okay, so in this way we found a range, or we have calculated the range and the coefficient of range for this given raw data. Now we find the range for raw data given like this. The prices for gold for the entire week are given below. Calculate the range and its coefficient. So day and corresponding price. On Monday the price of gold is 5420. On Tuesday the price of gold is 5750. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. For Saturday the price of gold is 5670. Okay, now we write answer from the given data of gold prices in week. L is equal to the highest price. So highest price throughout the week is 6000, and S is equal to the smallest price, and the smallest price throughout the week is 5400. Therefore we find the range for the given data. Range is equal to L minus S is equal to 6000 minus 5400 is equal to 600. So this is the range of our data. Okay, so range is 600. Now we find the coefficient of range is equal to L minus S upon L plus S. It is equal to 6000. So see here, it is equal to 6000 minus 5400 divided by 6000 plus 500, 5400, and it is equal to 600 divided by 11400 is equal to, so finally we have the coefficient of range is equal to 0.053. Okay, so thus here the range is 600 and the coefficient of range is 0.053. Now range for grouped data. For grouped data, how to find range and coefficient of range we will see here. In case of grouped frequency distribution, let L is equal to upper limit of highest class interval and S is equal to lower limit of highest class S is equal to lower limit of lowest class interval. Therefore range is equal to L minus S. Therefore the coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S. So therefore we use these two formula to find out range and coefficient of range. Okay, so let us take one example. Find the range and its coefficient for the following data. So data is given, marks and number of students. So this is a grouped frequency distribution. So first group is 10 to 25. The number of students are 13. So there are 25 students having marks in between 25 and 550. There are 32 students having marks in between 550 to 75, and there are only 10 students having marks in between 75 and 100. So from this data we find the range and its coefficient, means the coefficient of range. So we write the answer here. The highest class interval is 75 to 100, and for this class the upper limit is L is equal to 100. So L is upper limit, L equal to 100, and the lower class interval is 10 to 25, and its lower limit is 10. Therefore S is equal to 10. So to find value of L and S, we have to find out the highest class interval and lowest class interval. So L is nothing but the upper limit of highest class interval, and S is nothing but the lower limit of lowest class interval. So now range is equal to L minus S is equal to 100 minus 10 is equal to 90, and the coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S is equal to 100 minus 10 divided by 100 plus 10 is equal to 90 plus 110 is equal to 0.82. So this is the coefficient of range for the given data, and the range for the given data is 90. Okay, these are the two values that we have to find. We found these two values now. Okay, now let us take one homework to you. At your home, find the range and coefficient of range for the following data. So here three datas are given. For these three datas, you have to find separately range and the coefficient of range. Okay, you solve homework this homework in your notebook and take a photo and upload these photos on our Google Classroom. And if you have any query, you can contact here. Okay, so let us stop here, and our lecture is over. Thank you very much.